All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises and blessings to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect men, pushing this word in all truth and in sincerity, risking life and livelihood in so doing. All right. And keep that in mind. All right. That even though we have nothing, all right, in this world, that, you know, beside this truth, okay, um, this devil is, tightening that noose, okay, and he's, looking for, other means to, keep you off your square, okay. So here is this in just 2 hours ago. This is Trump's big beautiful bill. Okay, ends Medicaid funding for illegal migrants. Okay, now the way that things have been going, all right. These things are starting with the migrants first, and then they will pass on to the regular citizens. All right, and all of this is aimed at the tribes. Okay, all of these bills. And 1 second. All right, Salakia. So all of these bills and a lot of these measures, these draconian measures, are aimed at the tribes. Okay, none of this existed for America. Has a big population of people from Poland and people from a lot of these other European countries, and none of these policies were ever rolled out against those people. So I'm going to get a scripture real quick, and this is Daniel, the book of Daniel 8:25, and it says, "And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand." All right, and so ultimately, all roads lead to the MOTB. All right. These goodies, they are about to run a live drill. Okay. They are about to go hot. All right. With this MOTB drill to see how how it works. How will it work out? Okay. Um, will these migrants, uh, you know, because now they're saying they're doing this to force the migrants home. Okay, but this will lead to other problems. Okay, if you in Medicaid funding, well then these people will have no access uh, to doctors, which could ultimately lead to another thing. Okay, another big thing. So they're just on the top is it's saying Medicaid funding. All right, but what you're not understanding is there's more than just Medicaid funding involved with this, and I'm going to scroll down and read. All right, it says the measure is expected to impact several blue states. Okay, blue states are everywhere where there are Israelites. All right, and Israelites are in other states as well, but this is the main. These states are the main concentration of Jake. It says including California, New York, Illinois, and Washington that currently provide state-backed Medicaid coverage to undocumented adults. And you Jakes, now if you're paying attention, you see these are Democratic cities as well. So do you see how the Democrats, okay, they allow for people to come in and to take away programs and assistance from you Jakes that you love to vote Democrat and be, but see all of this is made possible by the Democrats, okay, and this is nothing but their way. They're working together for one common goal. All right, and that one common goal is to get everyone chipped up. All right. Let me see. Jumping down, it says this could cost blue states tens of billions of dollars. He said they'll have to choose between their addiction to mass migration and financial collapse. So you see how this is how this is working. All right, and ultimately that's going to be the rule of the day. This could cost blue states tens of billions of dollars. He said they'll have to choose. You're going to have to make a choice between their addiction to mass migration and financial collapse. And that's going to be the recipe for the MOTB. All right. This is going to be the recipe. So either you're going to choose to get chipped up or you're going to deal or suffer the consequences that, whatever they have. All right. Be it the guillotine, firing squad, or whatever. Under the new legislation, states will no longer be able to use federal Medicaid funds to support undocumented immigrants. Okay, so that's it for the migrants. All right, and for those who are remaining here. So that's ultimately going to cause them to turn, trigger them to turn chaotic. All right, that's going to cause more chaos. In an atmosphere where things are already out of control. People are out of control. People have lost their motherfucking minds, man. Okay? I got to get frank. Okay? They have lost their motherfucking minds. Okay? There's a video on this same app, okay, here in Chicago, okay, on the street called Lockwood, okay, where you had, the whole community, and this is why you can't deal with 2/3. Now, I don't, I'm not going to say too much about it because I wasn't there. I don't know exactly what took place. But according to the reports, the police had a run-in with a young, a YN, all right? And, the community came out and they jumped the police, man. Okay? They jumped the police. Social media, and I'm jumping over the place, all over the place right now, but because really this is a build, all right? Social media is influencing the already fragile minds of the tribes, man, of these so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American people. You have AI. If you haven't been watching, AI is creating its own memes, its own infomercials. And you'll look at it and you'll think, oh, these are humans, but the reality is AI is out and it's pushing an agenda with, people who look human but are not. So you have to be circumspect in detecting, what AI is pushing. AI is creating scenes, so hey, it wouldn't be far-fetched. Okay, I'm just putting this out. If AI even creates a Hebrew Israelite scene, okay, where Hebrew Israelites are doing things, okay, crazy. Because you already have camps who are, who are doing their own thing contrary to the doctrine of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You have people who claim to be Israelites who are doing their own thing. So now AI is a part of the mix. All right. Now jumping back to this. All right. And that point came out because AI can duplicate, migrants doing things, behaving, no telling what video it could publish. And people would believe it. Oh man, you see that? Have hits and comments of people agreeing with the video, and it's bots saying that they were there, and people would believe it. So this says, under the new legislation, states will no longer be able to use federal Medicaid funds to support undocumented migrants. The bill also includes additional immigration-related restrictions. So, the SNAP benefits, they are gone. Okay, that money is gone, dried up. Low income housing, that is gone, that is dried up. So the response from that is you're going to see a lot of these migrants, these women, okay, because they're stuck on Babylon the Great. Okay, they're addicted. Okay, just like these states have been addicted to getting that money. All right, these women, they're addicted to Babylon the Great. Okay, and you can see that in your woman. All right, and the women you deal with. Okay. Section 8, SNAP, the Medicaid, and what's this? A ban on automatic enrollment of children of, so they're not going to be able to go to schools. An exclusion of DACA recipients from Medicaid. All right. Says while many younger employed undocumented immigrants may remain unaffected due to lack of Medicaid enrollment. So a lot of them are not even getting, they've had their share of Esau's voodoo medicine. Okay, only people who are still practicing and still being medicated by Esau are you Jakes. Okay. It says so Esau knows this. Okay, so Esau can't experiment on them how he's been experimenting on Jake here. I remember at one point in time, gonorrhea and chlamydia, used to be huge. Okay, and now you don't see it anymore. And my thing, is was that those doctors were you've seen the movie Miss Evers Boys, and if you've never watched Miss Evers Boys, I beg you to go watch the movie Miss Evers Boys. Just take time out. It may be on YouTube. Miss Evers Boys, okay? So you can see how Esau, put disease into Jake. Okay? And so, down in Venezuela and South America, they know that Esau puts disease, spreads disease, and put disease in people. So they're not, they look at you, Jakes, at what terrible condition you're in. Okay? They look at you, you tribes that are already here, and you're in terrible shape. Okay? And so they decide, no, we're not going to use the Medicaid, all right? We're not going to deal with that. It says the bill is expected to have a larger impact on older adults, okay, those who need Medicaid, and lower income families, potentially pressuring some to return to their countries of origin. Okay. Supporters argue that the measure could benefit U.S. citizens by easing strain on housing and healthcare systems, raising wages, and encouraging reforms in public services that have been long delayed. Yeah, and guess what? They were delayed by, this was something that the Democrats set up. Okay. They set it up to keep you, Jake, in a hole, man, to keep you in a snare, to keep you in a pit, to keep you in the grave, to keep you in hell, because that is what has happened to communities since this whole migrant thing has occurred. Okay, because the funds are being taken away. They're not there. But again, this is going to lead to other things. All right, it says the one big beautiful bill which narrowly passed the Senate and is currently under consideration in the House includes sweeping changes to taxes. So, what's going to make this thing, what they're going to use to sell this thing is no tax on overtime. Okay, because that's something that that Trump, okay, he threw out there, and everybody, bid it line, hook, and sinker. All right, the no tax on the overtime that you work. So if they refuse, okay, so that's attached to this bill. Okay, no overtime, and that's what I'm guessing. Okay, social safety net programs. Okay, social safety net programs are linked. Okay, EBT, Section 8. Okay, low income, low housing, stuff like that. And immigration policy, many of which are facing fierce opposition from Democrats and some moderate Republicans. So now you're going to have the Democrats, okay, who are going to step on toes and say, hey, hey, we don't care, about the overtime, and which that's going to piss off who? The people. But it's all an act. Okay, it's all an act. Okay, let's look at some of these comments. It says Biden's auto pen. All right, remember that. Okay, it says they fight harder for illegals to stay on benefits than they do to stop the drainage of our revenue resources. They fully intended to collapse our country under the weight of paying for all these illegals. And, that's really not a racist comment. That's actually the truth. Okay. But, but you also have immigrants of other nationalities that are here in huge numbers. Okay? Illegals don't get Medicaid. Okay? Do you live in California? All right. So it's one better. All right. I don't know. Okay? So they're trying to make it seem like it's a Democrat and Republican thing, but it's not. And so you have people saying, I'm so glad. Good. Go, Trump. We should not in any way have our tax dollars supporting these illegals. And so, the sheeple, all right, the sheeple don't understand. So let me finish reading this if I didn't finish reading it. It says, and through his policy, he shall also cause craft to prosper in his hand. Now, I'm going to look at this word craft real quick. Got to hurry up because now I got to get ready to go. Let me see, craft. Let's look it up real fast. Pops up 6 times. Okay. All right. 1 second. This word craft is
Strong's H 4820. Mirma. Mirma.
okay. In the sense of deceiving. Okay. In the sense of deceiving. Fraud. Okay. Deceit. Fully. False. Fiend. Guile. Subtlety. All right. Treachery. Okay. And that's how this devil is coming. All right. Through this policy. Let me see. Oh, this is Job 15 and 35. It says, they conceive mischief, okay, and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit, okay. All right, this is Psalms 10 and 7. It says, his mouth is full of cursings and deceit and fraud, okay. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Psalms 35 and 20, for they speak not peace. Okay, so people are thinking, in these comments that, they say, good, go Trump, all right? They think that this is going to bring peace, but it's not, okay? This is going to ultimately lead up to you being chipped, all right? Forced to be chipped, all right? Just like with the Patriot Act and these other acts that stem from certain things, this is what you're looking at, that cook right here, all right? For they speak not peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land. All right. It's talking about the Israelites. All right. Our people. Well, the elect of Israel. Okay. Because ultimately, everyone else is going to be fully ready to take this chip. Okay. They're going to be ready to receive the mark. It's going to be the elect. All right. Who, you know, who they're going to try to put the pressure on. So let me go back to Daniel 8:25. Okay, and it says, and through his policy also he shall cause what? That craft to prosper in his hand. He shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. Okay, remember that's what the precept just said. All right. And by peace shall destroy many. Okay. So 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed. Okay. Thinking that, what comes of this will be a peaceful outcome. Okay. You seen the video I did yesterday. Sierra smiling, Jake is smiling. Okay, it's the 4th of July weekend. They're smiling. All right, taking pictures. Getting married. All right, and this is what this guy is up to. Now they're gonna get drunk. Okay, so that's why I did the video through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. We are still in the trenches. All right. And these lessons aren't, they aren't, easy to come up with, man. Okay? But it's the spirit that's making these lessons come out. It says, he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. All right? So, maybe, Lord willing, DJ Trump, okay? Lord willing, DJ Trump, will be the one who ushers in this thing so we can get the hell out of here, man. Cooper. Okay, there's somebody who's thinking. Cooper said, you better keep an eye out on the street that you live on. He'll be there at your door real soon. Okay? Hold my beer, okay? At Cooper, if you're here illegally, yes, this comment pertains to you. Cooper said, hold my beer. It is for Rain Man, all right? Rain Man, if you saw the movie Rain Man, all right? Dustin Hoffman, okay, played a character. His name wasn't Charlie Babbage. That was Tom Cruise. Name was Charlie Babbage, I believe. But anyway, the Rain Man, all right, he had a condition where he was, good with, I believe it was autism, all right, where he was, good with numbers, but he had other, conditions, all right. You can go watch Rain Man to get more on that. Okay, here's another comment. Brooklyn, New York. Now, if we had a system that would incorporate these people who come to our country to be taxed while they are here working and providing for themselves and or family, it would give them an opportunity. All right. And so, maybe they, brought the migrants. You'll have people, because I see what that's leading to, where you'll have people to say they brought the migrants to the U.S. to, work and pay taxes. All right. Which would drive down some of the debt. But, okay, the debt is not being driven down. It's gaining. All right. And so the debt is at a point to where it can't be contained anymore. Okay? It can't be contained. Undocumented migrants do not get Medicaid, Social Security, or unemployment benefits. Okay? And it says if they are not getting it, why are they trying to end it? And this guy said that's a lie. It says that's too confusing for a Democrat. And see, they're playing Democrat and Republican, but see, the those in the know, all right, they understand that this is all cause and effect. So anyway, I'm going to end it there, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot coming out on this topic. So Lord willing, you will edify for now until more comes apparent. Shalom.